Hello everybody. We have kind of a strange array of cars to show today. These are all very tiny brands, or not really brands, but tiny models. And you know, I don't just limit myself to 1/64 scale. I will buy whatever scale I want. I just buy 1/64 scale because it's the most abundant and the cheapest. But these minis are also pretty cheap, but they're more than a $1 Hot Wheel, of course. So I have to import them. But yeah, you're looking at a bunch of Pocket Tomica boxes. We'll get to those in a second, just to like tease you. But first, we're gonna look at these other cars. Now, I bought all these from my dealer, and you know, let's just get right into it. Some I didn't buy. These were given to me from Diecast Car Guru. Well, he bought a lot of them from my dealer, and then these ones he didn't want, so he just like, hey, I'll just give them to you. I said, oh, okay. I'm not gonna say no to that. But like, he didn't have to. But he did. So we'll take a look at the ones he gave me. Of course, his are gonna stay in the box because I'm not gonna mess with his. But we're gonna start off with some very mini cars and like work our way up. So this is a Skyline Japan from Dido. So it is a Kyosho promotional car, and this is 1/100 scale. Take a look at the details. They got chrome up front, the black grille, chrome license plate apparently. Does have clear windows and an interior. Wheels are okay, but it does have the gold stripe for the Skyline Japan. There's the taillights. Like, how small these things are, and that there's no misprints on the decals. Like, it's crazy. We put that right there. There's also this Dido Kyosho Gtr R32. Now, the casting itself is a bit odd, but I still do very like it. I still like it a lot. Headlight decals, turn signals, GTR wheels. I mean, they don't look the best. They also sit very far in. They should stick out a little more. Taillights. And the interior is very nice. Well, maybe. Is there even a dashboard? No, it's not a dashboard. Probably cracked away, if you know what I mean. The interior looks like it slid forward. The dashboard looks like it's under the seat, so maybe maybe it's messed up there. That's hard to tell. But you can barely see in there, it's fine. Then we have some actual Kyoshos, actually, so I think. This one's Diecast Car Gurus, but the only reason I have it out here is because it was wrapped up with these ones. If it was in its own box, I wouldn't touch it. But let's show it. It's the Subaru Legacy, of course, Mr. Subaru. He got like, I dare you to find someone with more Subarus than him, I swear. But you know, he loves his oddball Subarus, and this is definitely oddball. Like this, I think this is 1/82nd scale Kyosho. But look at that, headlight decals, or not decals. They're inserted plastic headlights. Turn signals done on the side. Taillights look good. You can see the exhaust just barely. The tires are actually rubber. They're two-piece tires. You can see the treads on the bottom there. Subaru Legacy. And yeah, just so tiny. But they painted the chrome trim on the windows. You can see the black B-pillar. A-pillar. And from the same set, there's this Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution with headlights that are inserted. Painted tail lights. Marker lights. Rubber tires again. Trim on the windows. Like, this, reminding you that this is 1/82nd scale. This looks so good. And it's metal. These are all metal. Now, the reason I say it's from the same set is because of this pamphlet right here. You can see the Evo and the Subaru B4 right there. There's also a WRX, an RX-7, an S2000, a Honda Integra, and a Supra So I kind of want the whole set now. Probably get another B4 for myself, and two Imprezas probably. Probably need two Imprezas, one for Diecast Car Guru. But that is a cool set. And the reason I say they are Kyosho, because it doesn't say anything about Kyosho on there, because I have this Kyosho Z that I also got with these part of the lot. See, Kyosho, with more base details. But these might have been promotional Kyoshos. You can see they are built very similar with rivets. The tires are rubber. They think they use the same rubber tires and just different rims. So we'll look at the Z. Headlights are detailed. Black is, they painted the grills black. Very nice paint job on these too. Tail lights are painted. You know, they don't have every detail, but most of them are there. The big ones are there. They all have mirrors too. I didn't point that out. And this is actually not a Z, it's a Nismo Z. So it's got the Nismo spoiler, Nismo diffuser, Nismo side skirts, and the Nismo front bumper. It's hard to keep these little guys on the camera. And then if we bump up from 1/82nd scale, we can go to 170. What is this? 1/72nd scale. This is Ucc Coffee. Well, it's a coffee promotional for Z and GTRs. So I guess these were like mysteries, and you could get the R32, 33, 34, which I would like to find that R34. You can get a 35, you can get a S30, a Z32, Z33, or Z34. So there's your options. Now, mine wasn't a mystery because it's already out of the tin. But what I got was the Z32. Oh, no, this is the Z33. I'm saying Z32. So, and this is apparently the rare version, because the black ones, well, they say this is the black edition, but it's more of a metal flake chrome, or not chrome, metal flake gray. But the details, I mean, they're one step above these, because the headlights are painted. I want this, but the grill is painted. Now my camera's having trouble. The car got bigger, and it's still focusing badly. Nissan logo, the grills, the turn signals, Z logo, door handle. It's got like R34 wheels on it, which is interesting. Well, tail lights, marker lights, and they even painted the exhaust on this one. So my dealer says this has Kyosho roots. I'm gonna trust them on that. I mean, I bet it does. It's got rubber tires as well. Rolls very nice. So there's a 1/72nd scale, I guess. Yeah, 1/72nd. You can see it's a little bigger there. I guess these are 1/72nd scale too. But let's move on to these. These are also not mine. These are Diecast Car Guru's. He loves the Suzuki Jimny. So he bought the whole set of Ashoma Jimneys. We split the packages. That's why I have them. That's the only reason I have them. There's the green one, the desert tan. This is nice, like, I guess it's like a metal flake blue. And the silver. Now he told me I could keep the silver, which I'm very, what's the word? Appreciative of. I guess he doesn't like the silver, maybe because the roof isn't black. Like, they all have the black roof, except for this one. But this is an Ashoma. Look at the base details on this. Let's start at the base. We never start at the base, but look at those details. That's crazy. Now this is an all plastic model, but it looks very good. You got lensed headlights, Suzuki badge is loud and clear, black grille, you can see the little orange turn signals, Fog lights look good. Jimny on the license plate. The wheels look stellar. There's a lot of detail there, even though it's not highlighted. Turn signal. Mirrors are black. They all have that stripe in them. Now, Kyosho makes one just like this, except the rear door open. So I thought this was the one when I was trying to open the door. There's a marker light, or like a reverse light, brake light. That'd be the reverse light. See how I just mess up at this. And the rear tail lights. Jimny, got a nice spare tire, trunk latches, Suzuki. Very nice details, and this is still very small, but I think it's true to 1/64 scale. Because we can, let's put it with the ARC-7. You'd figure it'd be the same size as the ARC-7, and it kind of is. I mean, it's taller than the ARC-7. Well, like, they are. This looks right. Because it is, after all, a K vehicle. So it's going to be skinny. It's going to be skinny and tall. And it is both of those things. So I would say this is true 1/64 scale. It pairs very nicely with the TLV ARC-7. Now I could just get the Pajero. The Pajero would be easier because this is a 2-door SUV. This is a 4-door. So it should be about half the size, and indeed it is. I think that's pretty accurate. So wow, very nice job, Ashoma. True to scale, Jimny. And it looks very nice with the Pajero. And one more before we get to those Tamikas. This one is, it's a sentimental car to me. It's a nostalgic car. We didn't really get Chorokyus in the United States. But as a kid, I would watch, as a kid, I still liked Tamika. I was as big as into Tamika as I was as a kid, as I was now. The only exception was I wasn't allowed to buy them online like I do now. So I could only get them at Toys R Us, and then of course it closed and no more Tamika. But I would watch videos of them opening the Tamikas, because there's a ton of channels back then where there would just be like a 3-minute video. They wouldn't speak a word. They'd put the box in front of the camera, open it, and show it. They'd turn it around, the roof, base, and then it'd be over. It was just very short, simple videos, no words, but I'd sit there all day watching them. But I also watched people do stop motion with Tamikas, and I would see these appear in the background a lot, and I thought they were so cute. And I also watched games, there was video games of these cars, and now what I'm talking about is Chorokyus. Yes, they had video games of these Chorokyus, and as a kid I'd sit there watching people play them, and I've never had a Chorokyu until now, so it's kind of one of those nostalgic things that I've wanted to get one so bad, because they are they're not attractive to most collectors because of their proportions, but to me, I just had to get it. It was, I think it was $1.20, which it's hard to find Kyosho's, or not Kyosho's, Chorokyus for that much. But this is a Honda S2000. Headlights are painted, but nothing else, only the headlights. It is like a exoskeleton body, which is pretty cool. I don't think they're all like that. You can see the engine there, little motor. Nice chrome rims, rubber tires, Chorokyu Honda S2000. And these can be used as penny racers too. You can stick a penny in there and go nee. But these are fast little guys. They'll take off. They'll run across my whole desk here. This desk is about, I'd say almost 7 feet long, and it will go across the whole thing and fly right off the edge to the other side of my room. These are quick. Of course, my desk isn't clean to show you that, but I love it. So I'm probably going to be looking at more Kyoshos, or Trouble Qs in the future, and Kyoshos. But I'm very impressed with this. So that, I need to find a little shelf for all these little, I guess, knickknacks, these quirky Japanese items. But I want to go back to the Jimny for 1 second, just to show you how out of scale the Tomica is. The Tomica. It looks so weird now. Because the Tomica one is huge. This is true to 1/64 scale. This is massive. Because if I should line up the roofs because this one sits higher. I mean, they're the same height, the body-wise. Just the suspension's a little. But, you know, it's so small. I don't... Well, actually, no, it's not so small. It's accurate. This is so big. So. But yeah, the Trouble Q is awesome. They're all awesome. Now, let's move them out of the way. I just say they're all awesome. Now let's kick them to the side. Because of the Tomica. Now, I've had 2 of these in the... I have 2 already. Well, you've seen these 2 in the background of my videos multiple times. They show up a lot. The Toyota Crown and the Suzuki Elf. Or the Isuzu Elf. No, sorry. I'm still focused on that Jimny, I guess. But now I got recolors of them. So we'll take a look at the Elf first. Ow. So this is the... I guess this is like the prototype of it. It's the E-Cargo, so it's just the basic Suzuki Elf, or Isuzu Elf livery. I guess this was the promotional one, I guess. But then we got this one, which is a Nippon. It's a licensed livery. Nippon Rental Cars. So Nippon is the like a package delivery service in Japan, and apparently they rent cars as well. So licensed livery on this thing. Now these are plastic. These are all plastic. You know, they have fake Tomica wheels too. But, you know, they get very nice details. Look at all that. The grills, the headlights, the Isuzu. The details on the back. But they are very cool. And then, of course, there's the police version. Which the light bar is inserted. This is like those mountain police ones too, because I have, if I get, oh, I kicked the light. If I get the bus, you can stick it up at the, that fits too perfectly. There we go. Ready for patrol. But yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. It's the mountain police. I don't know why they have big trucks that patrol the mountains. Because that's where the drifters are. I mean, they're not going to catch any drifters like in this thing. But I think they're also special units, too. I think only the cars are mountain police. I guess also national parks. So like Japanese national parks. I don't know. They all look the same, so I guess they are all the same division. No Elf logo on this one, which is weird. There are the 3 box vans. And if I wanted to... Oh, God. Wait, I think I left the checklist out. Did I? No, I probably stuck it in the box. Let's see. Yeah, it's in here. The checklist. So, I don't know how often they do these releases Because I know these specific castings have been in production for a couple of years now. But there's our checklist. So you can see I have... I guess these are the recolors because my other elf and crown don't show on the list. So I got... Let me see if I can... Let me see what the checklist looked like on my other one. If I grab the box from the crown, so these, the crown is the same number. All the crowns are the same number, which is weird. We get this says volume 13. Okay, that makes sense now, because the two I have are volume 12, my two older ones. So it all makes sense now. That's why they're not on the checklist. So I guess they did come out with a new set, but I'd like to see new castings. So there's everything. I want to see a high ace. I mean, they have the Nissan Caravan, which I do really like that gray one. And also Diecast Crew got the police one. But I need a high ace. I haven't seen that X-Trail. I kind of want that X-Trail too. Very cool. Well, they have a doctor car. They're kind of starting to replicate the mainline releases. Now, actually, that was not a mainline release. That was a store exclusive. That is a Swaga Suzuki Every. We'll take a look at the black Every in a second. But, yeah, that's the checklist. God, I keep knocking that over. I never thought to look that these were different sets. I wonder if volume 13 will give us new castings. Because it seems like these ones are pretty milked. Here is my Swaga 164 scale Every. And you can see the size comparison between them. Like, this looks huge, but it's really not. They have like the same details, same back piece. Of course, they're like half the size or half the width. I think they're cute. They're cool little things to have, especially if you have like a truck depot. You can like stick these guys on the roof. Just little props. And then the crown. So there's my silver one. And we also got the blue one now. I would like to get the undercover cop car one. That would be cool. But yeah, the details on this are also great. Headlights, fog lights with the black trim, the grille, this chrome trim around it, the crown logo big and clear on the grille. Gray windows, tail lights with the silver trim around the license plate holder, I guess. And you can see a nice Toyota logo. It's funny, it doesn't have a Toyota logo on the front, but there's one on the rear. It's got a crown logo on the front. Japan loves their saloons. So now I can put that with the gray one. These crowns also come in a lot of funky colors, which is funny because there's like a pink one too. Yeah, well, there's a pink one in the mini scale, and then I also have the diecast pink one. And dare I say, it has more detail than the diecast with the fog lights there. And the silver trim around the license plate. Actually, look at that. The diecast is the hybrid. It's got the blue Toyota logo, while this one has the chrome. Interesting. So yeah, they do have hybrid versions of the crown. There's even the crown logo is better detailed. Like here, it's just a silver blob, but there you can see black lines through it. That's crazy. It's quite crazy that these smaller scales have more detail than the larger scales. what should I do next? Look at the elf. Or not the elf, the Fusil. L Queen. The busts. Got a nice Mitsubishi logo on the hood. I guess you can call that the hood. Headlights are detailed, grills detailed. See the chrome trim around the window here. Taillights are barely visible. That's awesome. Even if it is pink, I wonder if the pink is realistic. It's quite odd. But of course, we'll get the 1/64 scale version of it. And the 1/64 scale obviously have more details. They also have different, they must be different year models because they have different headlights. But they have that chrome trim piece, and the 1/64 scale has that. And they gave it chrome taillights on this one, but there are red taillights here. They didn't put the Fusil logo on the rear window either. This is one from my childhood, so that's why it's beat up. I don't. If I were to buy that today, I would have painted it already. But I don't have stuff that beat up. Don't keep it. Next, the Every, Black Every, which this casting is always weird to me because it looks slammed. Like, it sits very low to the ground. You see those nice big headlights. Suzuki logo loud and clear. Nice trim. The brake light up there, or the, yeah, I guess brake light, tail lights. Now, they kind of slacked on the tail lights. They could have gave them a little more detail. They probably wasted all on the crown. You see there, that's how the tail lights should be. Red, orange, white. This is, of course, my custom Every that I replicated Samet's. Almost with the same plate, too. Of course, Flying Valiant made me the decals. He loved this thing. Suspension. But in terms of the casting, I think it seems like the Tomica one is like very stubby because this one looks more accurate. Oh. I don't know, because this doesn't seem like a longer version of it. I don't know, there's something about the Tomica that just seems off. I think these are more accurate than the actual Tomicas. I hate to say that, but I don't like Tomica for their accuracy. Yeah, just something looks odd about them. And the last one here is the Mazda Cx-5, which is another one that's very impressive because of the Mazda logo on the front. The black grille, the chrome trim, fog lights with the trim around. Front, the Mazda here has got the black trim that goes all the way around over the fenders, the rear end. So it's got the black trim on the windows. Windows are all chrome, right, gray. Taillights, Mazda logo, like, it's pretty awesome. I think the Tomica one has the Mazda logo detailed, yeah. But to your surprise, this is actually not. So don't be comparing it with this one. This is the 2017. It's not the 2017. Obviously in the front, you can see it's not the 2017. This is actually the 2012 model. Now this is the only one I have. Now just for proof, they do make stock ones. Well, this is still a Tokyo Show one for Diecast Karu, but the police one's the only one I have. So this is replicating the first This is the first gen Cx-5, which is weird why they still keep this around, because the first gen is no longer in production. And actually, I think they already discontinued the second gen. So it's weird that this thing is still hanging around the Pocket Tomicas, even though its 1/64 scale counterpart is no longer in production. But that is my showcase of tiny brands. Let's see if we pull them all back out. Make it rain tiny cars. And the Z is actually, the Z kind of fits in there with them. Actually, the trucks, the trucks kind of look to be in scale with that. maybe they are. Maybe the trucks are 187. I don't know. They're still their proportions are still off being a Tomica, because it should be a little longer. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. There are all the tiny cars, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.